Hey, welcome back to Squarebody Stuff. I'm going to be tinkering around on Creampuff here. The weather's getting cooler. Need to do some tuning on the carburetor, a little choke adjustment, a little jet change. So hopefully you'll stay tuned in and see what I got going on here. I'm going to start out by removing the air cleaner, all this garbage. Now when you want to set your choke, you got to make sure your engine's cold. That way you can get a good setting on your choke fully closed. You don't want to set it with the engine warm. All your other adjustments like your idle mixture and idle and everything else like that needs to be set when the engine's at operating temperature. But to set your choke, the initial setting on it, you need to have your engine cold. Now this is what happens whenever you're getting your vehicle first thing in the morning or first time you fire it up after it's been warm and now it's cold. You notice the choke plate's straight up and down like it should be. Now when you hit the throttle, it'll close that choke plate. Now that the weather's getting cooler here, I need to do some more fine tuning on this. It should close a little bit further than that possibly. And how you adjust that, which it's the same on this one as it is your electric chokes also. This one's supposed to have a tube coming from here going down to the intake if it's like on a factory intake. This intake manifold doesn't have that provision because it's supposed to draw heat from your exhaust crossover, because it'll just make a loop inside there. It's kind of got a loop, and it'll draw heat from inside there, pull it through here because there's a little vacuum port inside there. But I don't have that, so I've just got a little screen in there so it doesn't suck anything in, and it pulls a little bit of heat. So this isn't the perfect setup, but it does work. We'll pretend like if you had electric choke and had the 12 volts hooked to it. Basically works the same way for adjustment. You got these 3 screws here. You can loosen those up and adjust it one way or the other because there's a thermal spring inside there that's hooked. It's the middle of it's hooked to this black plastic piece. The other end's hooked to a rod that's hooked to this, and you can adjust it tighter or looser to make that flap go more closed or more open. Here's to kind of show you what's going on inside there. This is the back side of one of these. You can see it's got this coiled up spring in there. It's a thermal spring, and as it heats up, it starts to relax and moves that way, which is like this. So it will open up that throttle blade or that choke blade. So that's how that works. That's what's inside there. Okay, to give you a better idea of what's going on in there, I'm just going to go ahead and pull the choke off. Get 3 screws and a little clip that holds it to this. In the back in here, it's kind of a pain to get to. Okay, that's loose. See if we can get this little pin out. A clip. It's just a little bitty clip like that. I'm gonna set it right up there. Pull that out. So this is what we got. This is the port that goes into there for your vacuum. It just pulls. It's just a little bitty hole. Pulls a little bit of vacuum, a little bit of air through here. So whenever the hot air, originally the way it's set up, the hot air will go through there and heat that spring up. But this one don't work the way it's supposed to. I'll just deal with what I got. But this right here is the screw I've got to turn to adjust my high idle. I'm going to back it off. I don't know if I can do it. Oh, I can do it with my fingers. Huh. Well, I'll figure out what size wrench that is. That way I can't get a screwdriver on there because it's in an awkward spot. Thank you, Holley. I love everything else about your carburetors except for adjusting the chokes on. Okay, it's a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to put this garbage back together. Putting this clip in is actually easiest when you do it first. That way if you need to, you can move everything out of your way. Okay, that was the hard part. Let's make sure everything else is lined up in there. Start with this screw. Alright, now I'm going to show you how not to do it. This is how not to do it. I put it together, and I put it together wrong. I've got put the little clip in. That's the little clip I was talking about. But this rod is supposed to be underneath this arm here. So I got to take it back apart. Make sure that arm, or that rod, or this rod that goes up to your choke plate is underneath this plastic arm. Okay, now that I've got the choke plate set kind of where I want it, I'm going to start it up and see where my fast idle is set at. It's probably going to be a little too high as far as the idle goes, so I'm going to have to back it off. And these things are kind of a pain in the butt to adjust. It's the screws kind of where you can't get to it, but we'll figure it out. I hope this has helped anybody out on how to adjust your choke and how to change jets on a Holley carburetor. Now get out there in your shop and get to playing around with it, because sometimes on a choke and jets it takes a little while to figure out where you really need to be, and that's all up to you.